How's it going, doggy people? I hope you all are doing well. We are back at part two of this whole, ending the dog training controversy, which really hasn't ended, in Beckman's words. So if you haven't seen part one, there will be a link in the description. Go ahead and check out part one, and let's continue.
And we're the ones sitting there going, this is dangerous stuff. We've bled for this thing.
Who cares? You don't think anybody else hasn't?
I've been in situations where I'm worried.
Like, you haven't been in everybody else's personal life, just like we haven't been in your personal life. It doesn't matter.
The force-free folks, they never put themselves in those situations.
How do you know? How do you know? Just because you don't see, he's one of those people like, I gotta see it kind of guy. Proof is in the pudding. I gotta see it. Well, I don't care if you have to see it to believe it. Nobody cares. Like, you care. I care that he does, because he's just spreading so much nonsense and dangerous information to, everybody out there. Everybody who wants to watch him, everybody who wants to listen to him, fine. I'd rather you have the right to look at that than be forced into just looking at a few people that are allowed to post. I'd rather you learn on your own. And I hope that you look at the totality of circumstances of everything, the big picture, and you look at and you continue to learn. Don't be stuck in your old ways.
They wouldn't dare do that, but they're going to talk about me?
Because if you don't want to be talked about, just like myself, don't be on the internet. Don't give your opinion on the internet. I expect to be talked about. I am talked about. People come and give me mean, nasty comments, and they give me healthy criticism and all that. That's fine. I have to expect that. If I don't want it, then I will get off the internet. But I'm not going to come up here and especially talk about somebody else and be controversial and give my opinion, and then expect everybody else to be nice and only be nice to me. I expect that. And I deal with it how I deal with it. If you don't want that, you don't want people to talk about you, then don't be on the internet.
Criticize me, and they're going to do it based on science.
All these people who just hate science. Science is proof. It's not this magical thing that because it's old school idea. Science is what started the training that you're using, and it has changed. It has evolved, if you will. Science is always constantly changing. And maybe improving. That's the whole idea behind science, that we are trying to improve things. But you're just stuck in your ways because it worked for you and you don't think you need to change. And that's a personal choice, not a matter of fact.
The best science is watch my channel or other channels and see the dog be better at the end of it.
That is not science. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That is manipulation. You can manipulate a film and other people, and they do it all the time. That is manipulation. That is actually not science at all, because you can hide so many other people. Dog Daddy doesn't. He blatantly abuses animals. It's just a shutdown. There's science. You can watch them and see the signs of the animal exhibiting learned helplessness and shutting down and in fight or flight. You can learn that way. But that's about it. There's no actual other science other than learning leverage of the tools he uses, the pain compliance, and how much leverage you need to make a dog react to it, and all this and that.
Here's your science. They're talking about, they put descriptions of scientific papers.
Sure, why not? Work your brain out. Do a little bit of reading.
In their description.
It's good for you.
It's a scientific paper. It doesn't mean anything until it's applied.
No, that would be a scientific theory. A theory does not necessarily mean until it has been applied and proven. They wouldn't post it if it wasn't a proven source that happens over and over again. But you stopped learning when you were however old from whomever taught you, maybe your dad. I don't know how he learned or where he learned. But after he stopped learning, he said, okay, I've done this and I get results, and that's all I want. All I care about are results. And that's all I care. I don't care how I get them. So I don't need to keep learning. That's already red flag number, 48.
They should take their scientific paper and they should read it on their channel, make a video, and then go, okay, I'm going to do this. Then it applies.
No, it doesn't. They don't have to do that to prove. They don't have to prove anything. The information written within the paper already proves it. I mean, depending on what it is. Why don't you try reading it?
And it matters. Until then, it's a link in their description, and that's all it is. And they
To you?
pray to God, by the way, that you don't ever read that link.
He says that again as if it's fact. You have no idea, and I don't think they would not put it in there and then pray to God, religious or not, that you don't read it. That is the stupidest thing. Manipulation. Manipulation. Straight up lies. And they always claim it's fact, him and Robert Cabral. But, okay. He wants you to go follow him.
And I've read them. It's horrible. You're never going to read
No,
them.
I don't think you have read them, actually. You haven't, or you've skimmed over them and you didn't understand them, so you think, oh, okay. Okay, it's just nonsense.
Because they're boring, and it's not what you think. It is not actual science. It is old school Skinner stuff based on old school operant conditioning stuff with I know everything about, of rats hitting levers in cages. Based on that, then it's
So why don't you
people
use that?
calling dog owners at home and asking them questions and then writing papers on it. It is not what you think.
Why don't you let the viewer, a true person who really cared about animals would say, and other people learning, he would say, why don't you read it for yourself and see? Okay, I don't trust anything he says. He's proven before that he's just a blatant liar. He's a manipulator. That's just my opinion of him.
Science that they cite is not what you think. The greatest
Let the people
world...
decide that for themselves. You are just like any other dictator that says, no, do it my way, otherwise, you're going to be XYZ, and he gives you the worst possible example.
Is seeing what you see on my channel and other channels.
That is not science. I mean, anything probably can be related to science in some form, but it's not the way that you think. I mean, you're just idiotic. You're just straight up lying, saying, no, mine is science. Yeah, yours is part of the 4 quadrants. That's part of science too, but you only ever use corrections and punishment. You actually don't use any positive reinforcement.
Dogs getting better and being no worse for wear.
No, they are. You just don't care. You say yourself you don't care how they feel or what they want. You just care how they look. If they look this way, to you, you think that's good enough. But on the inside, they are terrified, they are frustrated, and they are a ticking time bomb. And you don't want to take accountability for it.
And the owners being happy, all of which I put on my channel, including the owner saying this is amazing. And this
so
is
it doesn't matter.
happen.
You don't know what you don't know. If the owner sees it and says, okay, it's great, but they don't know anything about body language. I mean, every day I work with owners. We come in contact with somebody else who has a dog that's totally reactive and fearful and over threshold, and they say, oh, he just wants to play. No. I mean, of course, I'm not going to say anything to them. They're not asking for my opinion, but to a trained eye, it's like, no, he does not want to play. Don't let him play with other dogs. It's going to make it worse. But, so just because you can say one thing, it doesn't mean anything. You say one thing and the dog says another. The dogs don't lie.
There's your science. That's what matters. Realness matters.
No, it doesn't.
Trust your eyes. Don't trust what they're saying.
I agree. I mean, there's a saying, believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. So if you hear him talking, don't believe anything he says. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. Look at it yourself. Do your own research. Don't try practicing on a dog. Do your own research. Look up studies. If you find multiple studies that say the same thing, it's probably a good source of information. If you find one study that says the sky is yellow and 10 that say the sky is blue, then the one that says yellow probably isn't really correct. Or not as, you shouldn't really necessarily follow that if you found the other 10 studies. I mean, again, expand your own information, expand your own understanding of how dogs talk, no matter what any human says. Watch the dog, learn from the dog, listen to your dog. Of all people and all things, listen to your dog.
Until they work with that big aggressive dog and put it on their channel, it's over. The debate is over. It never was a debate. They fooled you into thinking it's a debate.
Like you? And they didn't care. They didn't want to start the debate. Zak George is just simply talking and saying, hey, this is this and this is that, and here's the proof, and I don't think that this is necessary, and this and that. You're the one who started the debate. You're the one who started calling him onto your podcast or calling him into the challenge. You started it. He ignored you because he doesn't think you're important enough, or whatever reason he has. I'm not going to put that in his words. He doesn't care to have a debate with you that you tried to start, and now you're saying he lost because he just ignores you and you got your feelings hurt.
I've had people make videos and make money taking my videos and putting it on their channel and talking about it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing that I don't know if he's talking about me. I'm not going to give myself the I'm not going to give myself the credit to say that I'm important enough for him to actually think about in this video. I don't look up other people who do reviews and things, so there could be, plenty of other people that are, I'm a nobody. But whether he is talking about them or the small chance of him talking about me, for myself, I'm not monetized. I don't get paid for any of these videos. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I'm not making a dime off these videos. I do it because I would, of course, sure, who doesn't want an extra, couple of, cents here and there, right? Couple dollars. But I do it because, and I will always continue to do it because I want to help the dogs. I want to counteract this nonsense that you and so many people out there spew, that yes, because you have the followers. I'm not jealous of your followers. I'm worried about the information you're spreading to those followers. And that's why, Dog Daddy, people hate on me so much because of that video, and he has so many followers that are just diehard fans. They will die for him, and it's sad. I really feel bad for their animals. They're not so blind as those who refuse to see. Or in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king. It happens all the time. So in case he is talking about me, I am not monetized. I don't make any money off of these videos. I am trying to do it to help the dog and anyone who has an open mind who wants to listen. You do not have to follow me. You don't have to subscribe. You can dislike my videos. You can leave nasty comments. Whatever you want to do, you have every right to do that. If you want to follow, you're welcome to. But other people that I would suggest, Kiko Pup, yes, Zak George, Grisha Stewart, Training Positive. Those are the main ones that I can think of. But I'm sure there's plenty of other positive reinforcement people out there. Go check them out.
They just talk and talk. It's like the high school quarterback, who's kind of a good quarterback, talking about Aaron Rodgers, talking about Tom Brady. They've never been in the game. If you are,
maybe, I don't think he's talking about myself. But whoever you're talking about, of the people who just talk and talk, who cares? You're comparing this person to yourself as if you are this Aaron Rodgers. I don't know anything about football or sports, so forgive me. You're this big time whatever. You're not, dude. You're not. I know that I can certainly train dogs in a safer manner than you, and that's not boasting my ego. That is because I know, and I've taken time to learn how to work with them without using aversives, without improperly using a head halter that the company even on their packaging tells you not to use it. Don't ever jerk on a dog's face with it. And that's how he uses it.
They're not good enough to be at the level. They've never had...
No, you take the cheater's way. It's easy. Anybody could teach a dog using punishment. It takes skill and timing and education and learning. And again, skill to teach a dog without ever touching them. And that's why you're mad. Because other trainers, the force free, even Zak George, he can get these results without even touching his dog.
A 280-pound defensive end that runs a 4.5 40 bearing down on them and being
I have no idea what that means, but it doesn't matter to me.
And needing to finish the play and get results.
Well, that seems like unnecessary stress on yourself. You can choose to go into football, and you know what's going to happen. You don't have to do that. That's a really bad comparison. You can, and yes, it wears and tears on my mind working with aggressive dogs and making sure that I can work with them in a safe manner and really help them. And yes, is the owner just going to leave me and go to some, random Joe like you, where they're going to put their animal in harm's way or in danger and other people in danger.
I've never been there.
You don't know that. You can't talk about those people. I mean, he just hears one thing, in one ear, out the other. I don't care. I mean, it's just like what he says.
They're not in the game. They lost. It's over.
They didn't, actually.
Is over.
But if it makes you feel better, okay.
Not because I think I'm a genius.
You won. Good job. You get a gold star.
Talking is not what this thing's about.
No, it should be. That's what we need to do. Not just shutting up and showing. We need to talk and get this, proper information out. Not just talking nonsense. When I talk, I'm not just talking nonsense. I'm talking from experience. Again, you can choose to believe it or not. Do your own research. That's great. But I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from schooling, from education, continuing my education, and from experience with the dogs. They tell me when I'm doing it right, when I'm doing it wrong.
YouTube, this is a video medium. This is a results medium where you take the big strong dog, you show it getting better.
That's stupid. That's not actually anything. That doesn't prove anything.
Say, oh, if you use this method, it will result in badness down the road. So
yeah, it can.
I guess that's what they hide behind, why they don't ever show any. I
no, they're not hiding behind anything. I'm not hiding behind anything. They don't need to show it, because if you have to see it to believe it, then, you're not worth the time. They don't need to waste their time trying to convince you, who are just dedicated to misunderstanding everything they say and do. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We're supposed to listen twice as much as we're supposed to speak. I know it's kind of ironic coming from me, but I'm trying to, put out information for free. Again, I'm not monetized. Free information so that people can listen to this and maybe think a little bit. Just trying to get you to think. Again, you don't have to follow me. If you do, I appreciate it so much. But just think. So I've been going on long enough. I'm sure he keeps going on, but, I'm going to try and end this, on a shorter note. But so thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. You can just use this, of course, as a podcast. Kind of late to mention that now, but the birds are tweeting outside. My Shiba is sleeping and my ferret is sleeping, and so hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to try and catch up on some videos. I think the next one coming up should be Mamba, the black German Shepherd, and then we'll just keep posting them. So thanks everyone. Give your critters a little howdy do for me, and until next time, stay positive.